I had no idea how drastically my life would change. The subconscious mind is listening to everything, even this conversation that we're having right now. Even while you're awake, the subconscious mind listens. There is not a single moment that exists in your life where the subconscious mind does this. Okay, the subconscious mind never does this. The subconscious mind never tunes out, it never discriminates. You could plant within your subconscious mind the desire for $1 million and the expectation of having it, and it wouldn't know the difference between that $1 million and a single dollar. You see, the subconscious mind does not know the difference. It doesn't discriminate. If you are hanging out around people, for example, who are constantly conversing about defeatist attitudes of the system that's against them, or how hard life is, or poverty mindset and things like this, just your very being around them and not fully understanding how the subconscious mind works, you are taking in that information and you're planting it in your subconscious mind. Now, what happens, and we're going to dive deep into this in this video, so if you are ready to completely change your life, I promise you something. When I learned about the power of the subconscious mind and I started to implement these tools, I had no idea how quickly things could change, but I promise you that they do change, and they change very, very, very quickly. Okay, so understand, your subconscious mind, there are certain ways that we can reach in there and plant things in. But what we need to first understand is the method by which this has any effect on our reality at all. The universe, source, who you really are, infinite intelligence, whatever words you want to call it, it doesn't matter to me, and the subconscious mind doesn't care either, by the way. Infinite intelligence is in everything. Now, whether you believe in God or not, you cannot look around in nature. You just can't. You can't scientifically look at life and how everything is interconnected and all these incredible processes happening behind the scenes. You can't look at this and say that there is not an intelligence at play. You know, it doesn't matter what you think it is or whether you think it's some guy in the sky or not, there is an intelligence in the nature. There's an intelligence in everything, and it is woven throughout ourselves as well. Now, our direct means on the human level to be able to interact with this infinite intelligence, to essentially connect ourselves to this power and allow this power to come through us and improve every aspect of our life in any way that we deem desirable to ourselves. That decision must be yours of what you will use the power I'm going to share with you in this video. Whatever you use this power to do, that is your choice. But what I want you to understand is that your subconscious mind is the doorway in which you are able to open the door and directly connect to infinite intelligence. If you desire to accomplish something in your life, for example, if you plant in your subconscious mind the expectation that you will accomplish it, your subconscious mind takes that in and begins to communicate with infinite intelligence. They'll say, Nathan says, all right, infinite intelligence, listen up. Nathan keeps telling us, the subconscious mind, he keeps saying he's going to achieve this. All right, we've heard him say it a lot now, so we know he really means it. Has absolute conviction on this. He means it. So, infinite intelligence, what are the instructions for Nathan? What do we give to Nathan in his conscious mind? What ideas, what inspirations, what step-by-step procedure does Nathan need to do to achieve and accomplish this actual goal? You see what I'm saying? This is what the subconscious mind does. It takes what you give to it. It takes what it hears that you are allowing to come into your field, and it connects it to infinite intelligence and says, how do we make this happen? Now, what then happens is infinite intelligence translates the ideas, everything that you need to know, every place that you need to be at the exact time to experience the success of this goal you have. It then translates that back to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind begins to flash these ideas as inspirations, as thoughts, as impulses into your conscious mind. So you'll begin to have ideas, you'll begin to have inspirations, places to be, things to say, people to stop hanging out with, people to start hanging out with. There's no limit to it. Go to the bookstore today, go straight to this shelf and grab this book that you've never heard of before. The infinite intelligence will reach you with things that you didn't even know existed. That is how powerful this intelligence is. So I want to let you know again, we need to emphasize this. The subconscious mind and infinite intelligence will not discriminate against you. They won't hear you surrounding yourself with negative talk, which essentially they'll take in. If you surround yourself with people who are just talking negative and things about feeling powerless, and you're repeating things like that in your mind, and you're watching shows on Netflix or something of people who are like struggling with depression and poverty and drug use, and if you're doing this stuff, if you're listening to music where people are singing about, oh, life is so hard and everyone's against me, if you're doing this, understand that your subconscious mind is listening. And everything that is being said in your reality via the music you listen to, the thoughts you think in your mind, the shows you're watching, the people you're interacting with, your subconscious mind is taking in that information and is asking infinite intelligence, what do we need to do to make this happen? So if you're surrounding yourself with thoughts of poverty in the shows you watch and the relationships you have, for example, let's use poverty. It's a good example because I know a lot of people can relate to this. People who talk about this sort of powerlessness and how hard it is to get by in life. If you're consuming information like that, your subconscious mind goes to infinite intelligence and says, hey, Nathan's talking a lot about poverty. He's listening to a lot of poverty. All right, your subconscious mind doesn't say, Nathan doesn't want poverty. Your subconscious mind says Nathan wants it because it's what Nathan's thinking about. It's what Nathan's listening to. It's what Nathan's focusing on. My name's Nathan, by the way. That's why I'm using this name. So then infinite intelligence gives instructions via thought impulses, inspirations, ideas of where to be at what place and what time for you to experience poverty in your reality. So you might receive some inspiration like, oh, I'm gonna go drive out to the lake today. And on your drive, somebody crashes into you, and maybe you didn't have insurance, so now you're screwed, you don't have a vehicle, you have this huge financial situation now, and you go, see, poverty, it's everywhere. But that inspiration that led you to be there in that moment, at that time, having that interaction with that person who crashed into you, happened because of what you were allowing into your subconscious. So understand that everything that you and I are playing out on a conscious level in our realities is directly related to what is being planted in our subconscious mind. Now, the way I think about it is the subconscious mind is a garden. Now, when you plant a seed in a garden, you water it, right? And you give it the proper amount of time and the proper season to grow and bloom. Let's say you plant an apple tree. You plant that in your garden. If you water it repeatedly, it will grow. If you give it the proper time and the proper care, it grows. And eventually you've got an apple tree yielding tons of abundance and fruit to you. You see this? Your subconscious mind is no different. So what I'm going to instruct you to do now in this video is exactly how you can plant information into your subconscious mind. And honestly, one of the major important things in this video is I'm going to teach you how you can discriminate, which I know is a word that has a negative connotation to it, but when it comes to your subconscious mind, this is a good word, I promise you. I'm going to teach you how to discriminate against how to recognize what not to let into your subconscious mind, about how to not have nonsense and noise of negativity and people around you going into your subconscious mind and affecting you, because it absolutely will. I personally have an expectation of myself in this life. I expect that this is who I'm going to be, and this is what I'm going to accomplish, and this is what I'm going to experience in my life. I have a very firm expectation. So I repeat that expectation over and over again on purpose with absolute conviction. I say it over and over again with a lot of emotion, with a lot of enthusiasm. So the subconscious mind isn't hearing me talk about, I don't want to fail, I'm afraid of failure. What if nobody ever loves me? Poverty, poverty. My subconscious mind doesn't hear me doing and saying things like this. With that expectation you have for your life, you must decide, who are you? What do you expect to think? What do you expect to feel? And what do you expect out of yourself in terms of actions and what you're going to get in your life? When you have an expectation, it is now your job to focus on that manifestation. It is your job to, in every single moment, have your eyes, so to speak, set on where it is that you are going. When I was a young child, I had the privilege of going on a skiing trip, and I picked up snowboarding for the first time, and I was lucky enough that I got a private lesson with an instructor. So I'm going down the mountain, and he tells me, he says, Nathan, the most important thing about snowboarding is you need to look where you want to end up. Because what a lot of kids who are learning do is they look at the tree coming up that they don't want to hit, and they're staring at it because they don't want to hit it, but that's why they hit it. So what you need to do, Nathan, he says to me, is you need to look where you want to go on the mountain that we're skiing down, and then you will end up there. Your whole body will make all the corrections that need to happen. Your body's very intelligent, he told me. It will shift and focus all the different muscle movements within your body on how you will end up there. And he was absolutely right. And this is the way that manifestation, when it comes to subconscious mind and our experience in reality, absolutely is no different. Where you are looking is where you will end up. So it is your job to look where you want to go in life. Understand that a lot of people are looking where they don't want to go. They're watching the news of all this negative, horrible stuff going on in the world. All right? They're listening to all their friends and family members talk about all kinds of things, about, destructive things, or they have a goal that they want to achieve, and instead of going out and making it happen, they decide to sit at the dinner table and let every member of their family tell them why it won't work. Okay, this is what people are doing. They're looking where they don't want to go. They're listening to people saying things that they don't want to experience. And then it ends up manifesting and happening, and they think that it's because that's just the way life is. But I promise you something, that is not the way that life is. The way that life is that there is a very powerful aspect to yourself, a very powerful essence to who you are. And it is always present. It is present right now. It's listening to this video. Okay, I'm not speaking to your idea of yourself or who you think you are or the story you tell yourself about who you are in this world. I'm talking to this piece of you that I know is listening. I know you are aware of this part of you that is listening right now. That's who I'm speaking to. Now, this part of you is always listening, like I said. It's listening to the music that you're listening in. It's listening to what it is that you're thinking about. It's listening to what the people you're hanging out with are saying, so on and so forth. And it is giving you more of what you are focused on. The presence of who you are is always listening. We can call this the subconscious mind. It's always aware, always alert and listening. And what it takes into it, whatever you are focused on, thinking about, whatever you're giving your attention to, it then asks infinite intelligence, the creation power behind the fact that we are here and alive at all. It asks infinite intelligence, what do we need to do to make this happen? What do we need to do to give Nathan more of these feelings and thoughts he's having? And then your whole life plays out in such a way that you get more and more of what it is that you're focused on. Now, I hope that I'm not making this sound too extravagant, because the truth is that it's a very simple process. It's a very simple process. What you type into a Google search bar on your computer and push enter will come up on the search bar. Does this make sense to you? So what you type into the computing mechanism of your brain and you click enter on, it will pop up in your reality. It's no different. Programming your subconscious mind is very simple. You must deliberately decide what you want in your life, and then you must deliberately cut out all conversations, all energy that do not resonate with the frequency of that reality. You see this? If you want to feel empowered and successful in your life, don't listen to stuff that isn't of that same vibration. Listen to people who are successful and empowered. Listen to them tell you how powerful and successful you are. As your subconscious mind listens, you program that to become your reality, and it absolutely will. Now, the next thing that I do is I walk around out here in the private, in the nature where no one can hear me, because it makes it a lot easier for me. And I walk around and I say over and over again out loud my expectation that I will achieve my goals, that I will show up every day and be the best version of me that I can be. And as I do this, I pound on my chest, not hard, but this is just a movement that I do that I've wired in. So I walk around out here and I command out loud, I say it as a firm expectation. Understand this, I'm not asking God for permission, right? I'm not praying to infinite intelligence saying, please bestow riches upon me. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, I have everything I need to achieve anything that I choose in my life. I have all the power that I need to accomplish anything. And I am using that power every single day. Every single day I'm getting wiser and wiser about how to focus it, how to harness it, right? Now I say this repeatedly, and my subconscious mind is listening. And as I go to bed at night, this is a very powerful time to reach into your subconscious mind. Repeat your mission statement out loud. Your subconscious mind is listening. When I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing I do. I repeat my mission statement out loud. I visualize myself having had already achieved what it is that I'm working on. Because as you do this, your subconscious mind is listening to you and saying, all right, God, infinite intelligence, this is who Nathan says he is to life. And because we are an unconditional, supportive intelligence and creative power, we are going to let him be that. All right, you will not be discriminated against. But I do want to make a side note and say that if your goal or what it is that you want in your life violates the rights of others, or is you doing something that has a negative effect on other people, because of the way the subconscious mind, I just want to be straight up, you will still achieve what it is that you set out to do. Tons of people in history who've done some pretty effed up stuff have proved that. Okay, it'll still work. But there are other laws at play, that what you put out does come back to you. And this isn't just a philosophy or an idea. This can be scientifically proven. It happens in nature all around us. What you put out in the world always comes back to you. So if you do something that is destructive to other people and isn't in the greatest good of all, you will not last. The success you achieve will not be sustainable, and you will live a very unfulfilling, unhappy life. And you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of negativity because that's what you're putting out in the world. Now, when it comes to discrimination about what we let into our subconscious mind, this is very important. And I know that this is a very important part of the conversation. I know it. Why? Why can I stand here and state to you that I know it for a fact? Because of my own personal experience over years and years of testing it and seeing the results for myself. That is how I know, all right? For years, I did not put up and block out the negativity of others around me. I just sat there and I let everybody express all their opinions to me. I let everybody in my life tell me why what I want to do with my life isn't going to work. You know, I used to be a waiter long time ago. I was a waiter for years, and I decided for my entire life, I always wanted to be an inspirational speaker that helped people. It's what I always wanted. So I started moving towards that, and everybody in my life just started telling me why it wouldn't work. And I sat in that and let everybody share all their ideas, and I kept watching nonsense drama dating shows and stuff on Netflix, and just listening to music, singing about things that were not in alignment with what it was that I was trying to cultivate within myself. I was eating a bunch of cheese and pizza and things that weren't giving me the best energy and mental clarity. And it's no wonder that I sat around desiring a greater life for myself for years and never achieved it. You want to know the shift that I've made in my life that is undeniable? It is undeniable. All my friends here who I've been speaking to for years, it is absolutely undeniable that a major shift has taken place within my consciousness. It is undeniable. Anybody that watches my videos and has been for a while, it is obvious to you. I know it for a fact. It's obvious to everybody in my life that a major shift has taken place within me, and you're seeing that in the content. You want to know what that major shift is? I've learned how to discriminate. I've learned how to stop allowing garbage into my field. I only eat the best foods. I only listen to the best content. I only allow energy into my field that is amazing. And if somebody shows up and starts trying to converse with me like negativity or things that just do not resonate or match what it is that I'm creating in this world, you want to know what I do? I say, oh, it's great to see you. I'm sorry, I'm really focused on something I really set out to accomplish today. I'll see you later. And I just walk away. Nobody's had a problem with it yet. They just go, oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, see you later. You know, don't be afraid to stop being a people pleaser. I grew up as one. I was kind of trained to be one in my household. That's how my family was. People pleasers, always doing what everybody else needs you to do, what everybody else wants you to do. Make sure to always behave a certain way. I was taught very strongly, and I mean no disrespect to my parents. Everybody does the best with what they've got, and I think they did a pretty damn good job, because look at me now. So the point that I'm trying to make is that people pleasing, caring so much what other people thought about me, and letting everybody else tell me who I should be right now to make the world happy, ruined and stole my life from me. I decide who I am. I have chosen that what I'm doing right here, right now with you, is how I am going to make a difference in the world. So I don't get distracted anymore, and I will not let anyone or anything distract me. I'm out here walking around every day, pounding on my chest, instructing very clear instructions to my subconscious. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. And I don't care what obstacles may fall on my path. I don't care what challenges arrive, and I do not care how long it takes. I will not stop. And I know that I will achieve what it is that I have set out to achieve, period. There is nothing that can stop me. I am awake to how powerful I am, and it's just that simple. And I hope that the energy that I'm emitting right now, I hope that you can feel my conviction. I hope that you can recognize that what I'm sharing with you right now isn't I believe in myself or I have faith in some higher power is going to make something happen for me. I hope that you can very clearly feel the distinction that has taken place that I hope you plant within yourself, because it will change your life. I know it. And that distinction is that I know I am capable. I know I have everything that I need to make all the difference in the world that I could possibly want to. It's that simple. I don't believe I can do it. I know I can. I know it. And I'm doing it. That's the difference. So remember, the subconscious mind is always listening, even when you're awake. A lot of people talk about the subconscious mind as just when you're dozing off to sleep. It's not true. It is always listening. So be deliberate about what it is that you let into your garden. Are you going to sit here and let everybody who's got a bunch of garbage bags they're carrying around come into your garden and plant their garbage in your garden and all these weeds? No, you wouldn't do that. But a lot of people are doing that because they don't realize that that's what's happening. Cultivate your garden, grow all these beautiful fruit trees. You'll become so abundant that you'll have so much food for yourself, for your family. You'll have so much excess of food that you can share and distribute it amongst the world. You can help people. There is no limit to what it is that you can do with your life. But it will never happen for you unless you stand up and decide to take charge of what you let into your consciousness. Because remember, if there's one thing that you walk away from this video, remember this statement. What you put in is what you get out. What you put in is what you get out. So only put in the best. And what you'll get out of yourself is the best, because you are capable of more than you might think, my friend. Oh, I promise you that. Thank you. Much love to you, and I hope to see you for the next Vibes and Frequencies video. See you later.